welcome back to my channel. Today's vlog is gonna be my first vlog doing it in English, and it took me a while to really put everything together and set up a time to do it, because it's kind of like a lot and I'm still not used to talking in front of the camera. As you can see, the title of the video, today's vlog is gonna entail about the process of me buying a house and how did I get the house and all of that. It's a little bit embarrassing doing this vlog because I feel like I'm still very immature in this kind of topic, because I'm still learning a lot about this. This whole journey is very emotional, and to me it's kind of like adulting, and adulting is kind of like something that scares me, the idea of being an adult, getting a house and paying bills and all of that. I have no knowledge in this kind of topic, but I do have a few friends that I work at my job that actually request me to do this vlog. They are interested in buying a house and all that. I did tell them that I have not much to say, I'm still very new in this thing, but because they want to hear from I guess a person that kind of like a beginner, a little bit of a mature aspects of it, so that we can be on the same page. So I guess this vlog is gonna be the personal experiences of me buying a house and how did I get here. So I guess just get it started. So how did my housing journey start? I started with the questions of, for me, buying a house is something really big. It's not just it's not something that you wake up overnight and say that let's go and buy a house. It's like one of the biggest purchases of myself, beside I guess a laptop. I mean, I did not even buy my own laptop, to be honest. I have my husband actually doing that for me, but buying a house is something that crazy big for me. So we start with the questions why you want to buy a house. So I lived when I moved to Florida. I've been here in Florida for about a good 5 years, I think, almost 6 years, coming up next year. I live with my parents, of course my husband, and then my sister and my brother-in-law. So we have 6 people total in the house. So I'm used to live with more people, and I like it because we kind of work together, we help each other out, and there's a lot of fun part involving living in a house of more than just me and my husband. The only time when it comes to the ideas of buying a house, when we have our baby, initially everything's still, I would say everything worked out just fine. It's just that small little challenges where, you feel like you need a little of personal space for yourself. The nature of the work that my family does, they do nail salons, so their work ends whenever the customer service ends, I guess. So they may get home at 7, 8 o'clock, 8:30. So we don't have dinner together until 9 o'clock, 9:30. And my baby was put to sleep way before that, maybe 8 o'clock or something like that. My room is literally next to the dining room, so that's where the kind of conversation goes on, and lots of laughs and lots of stories going on. So it may disturb my baby's sleep. It's kind of we cannot really hush a story, or we cannot really end a story just because of that. I wanted to train my baby to get used to the environment too, but it doesn't always work that way. So that's one little thing. And then also when it comes to laundry days, because we have 6 people in the families, and then when I do my baby's laundry, I kind of do it separately because it needs a little bit of delicate wash cycle, things like that. So we have to wait for everybody takes turns of doing their household laundry. So it's not anything like big deal. We still can work around it. But of course, you know, from time to time, we kind of feel like we need to move out and need to challenge ourselves to be a little bit more independent. And the biggest thing is that because we live in a master bedroom, so where my baby stuff is in one closet and then my stuff and my husband's personal things. On top of that, he has, you know, tons of his gears and equipment because he does photography as well as his second job. So it's like everything was piled in a corner somewhere. And, you know, of course, no matter how hard we try to organize things, it always seemed to be like a mess. So that's, I guess, like one of the biggest reasons that we want to try to move out and really get our life together. So when you figure out the reasons why you want to move out, is that necessary yet? Or is that like an urgent move out, something like that? It's kind of like give you the idea of, you know, the time spent that you are looking at. You know, it gives you the true reasons of, you know, you need to move out and you need to have your own life. But when I'm looking at when, we're looking at the fact that we wanted to move out when the baby turns a year old or a little bit over a year old. So we have literally less than, you know, 2 years to think about it. So we really set a goal of buying a house. So when we look at the when, we're looking at, you know, less than 2 years. So that's when the process really kicked in. So when you settle the time frame, it's like, to me, 1 to 3 years, 3 to 5 years, or, you know, over 5 years. If it's really something recent, to me, it's gonna be, we're looking at between 1 to 3 years, or even, you know, less than 3 years, something like that. If you do have a plan of buying a house within that short amount of time, like less than 3 years, I think it's a good time that you start thinking seriously about it. If you give yourself about 5 years, then, you know, kind of enjoy what you have right now and just plan it out whenever you have time, look around, things like that. But don't feel the stress just yet. So we should start working on saving money so that we can make down payments and start paying off credits and start building credit scores. And I will try to touch base a little bit on these topics on the next vlog. So now we're going to go into the what question. So what kind of house, or what are you looking for in your house that you want to purchase? It's going to be your future home. And really, this is where we spend a lot of time into looking. So I would suggest you make a list of criteria when you're looking into the house. So a few things that when I started looking into the house, the first thing, because I have a baby, and then my parents' house has a good backyard. So first thing I'm looking at is a backyard. So I want a house that has kind of like decent backyard. It doesn't have to be too big, but it needs to be, you know, a little bit spacious where we can have a little family activities outside. The second thing is, because we live in our house, we only have 2 bedrooms, so we're looking at the house that has more than 2 bedrooms. Even though it's a small little thing, but it does really makes a big difference for me. The next thing is I do have a kid, so at some point he's gonna go to school. So I want to pick a school zones that, you know, being rated good. This is something that I know that can be controversial, so I don't want to go too deep into, you know, what to you is considered a good school zones or things like that. I just know that because we do have I live in Leon County, so we do have a website in Leon County that you can read reviews on school. The next thing is the range of, you know, the cost or the price of the house, of course, is going to be one of the big things as well. And the last thing, we really do want to look at the years of the house. So we're looking at anything less than 5 years. Even though preferably to begin with, we want to be the first owner of the house. I'm not saying that, a few years old or a little bit older house is not good. I'm just saying that, everybody has their own preference. I just want to be the first one in the house to do anything to the house. Not that any house, even a new construction, is perfect. There's still, little flaws here and there, but to a certain levels, I don't have to worry about certain things. Hopefully it holds true. So yeah, that's a few things. I would say that you list as much as everything that you want about your house. Why not, right? Because it's your dream house. It's gonna be your future home for many years, or at least a couple of years, or you never knows how long you're gonna stay in the house. But just list as many things as you want in your house. But I would say that during the process of searching for it, you will drop a few criteria. At some point, you will weigh out, your criteria and say, okay, I can sacrifice that one. I wanted to keep this one, things like that. So don't worry that, I feel like it's not going to stress you out. It just keeps your process of looking for a house a little bit more exciting if you know what you're looking for in your house. So like I said, I have lots of things put on my list, and one of the things that I kind of dropped out was the backyard. So the backyard that my house right now is on, it's not as big as I would like it to be. It's I would say it's much smaller, but I drop it out because of the certain things. I'm probably not going to be, spending so much time in my backyard, or I'm not going to be like gardening like my parents, because they have a beautiful gardens in the back, and they plant all kind of vegetables that you can find in the Asian market. So that's great. But I feel like I don't have time, and I don't have that kind of commitment doing planting or gardening. So I drop it out. So the backyard I have right now is just enough for a little of relaxing moments or activities of the families. Next thing is where. So the last questions for today's vlog is going to be where. So where do you want to start? So you can look around, including, if you live in this city or this town where I live, it's really a small town. If you know people that know areas that have open houses, you can definitely drive around and check on it. Me and my husband, we spend, every week we spend about a day or two, when both of us are at home and doing nothing. We're driving around in certain areas that we look up on Google, or from the people that we know. We just drive around those that have open houses. You see the signs of them. It's really fun, just to do a little scavenger hunt, I guess. Looking for houses, what we like about the house, what we don't like about that house. The driving around is really just to check on the exteriors of the houses and the structure outside, and also do a quick scan in the neighborhood check, which I do recommend that you do it during different times of the day, maybe early in the morning, sometimes midday, or later in the evening, or even at night, so that you get a feeling of it, to see if it's a very safe and nice neighborhood. So, and then after that, you can always contact the provided agent if you're interested in touring inside of the house and asking more questions. And then again, there's, of course, we stick with one thing that really kind of like narrowed down the search for me, is the website's called Zillow.com. I feel like many people know that. I will show the link and how to navigate through the websites and how you can find things on it pretty easily. It allows you to filter everything, like I said earlier. You really put your criteria in the search. So I'm gonna show you how to navigate through the websites. Again, the website is called Zillow.com. So if you already know the address or the city and the zip code that you're looking at, then you can start the search from here. If not, you can start from the buy sections up here. Mine is Tallahassee, Florida is being set as the default, so it's always going to be that city showing up as the first options. And of course, we're looking for houses for sale or on the market. Next one is the price range. So anything's within your budget, you can put in here, the minimum and the maximum. Next search is very straightforward. So you put in how many bedrooms you're looking at, like 3 or more, bathrooms, same thing. And then we pick houses and townhomes to be included. And then more, that means we kind of like having an advanced search. So for example, HOA, there's a question mark which you can click in and see what HOAs means. So HOA is the homeowners associations, and it covers the cost of maintaining and improving any shared spaces, any common spaces. So if you have a neighborhood that has like gym, swimming pool, kind of park, playground for the kids, so those usually will require the HOA fee. And it depends on the areas, but I'm looking at the average of annual HOA fee about 600 to 800. So 600 is about the kind of like most average that I'm seeing. So 600 annually, which is $50 a month. So that's decent. So some would, provide services like cutting the lawn, doing the lawn for you as well. So you have to dig into what HOA fees includes in that area or in that neighborhood. And then I always put in the year build as well, which is because I want to know, how old your house is. So I'm putting in about 3 years old. So from 2018 to 2021. And then most likely that's what I put in. And then when I'm done, you can save the search right here and you can update it. So after being updated, I have lots of options, not so many, actually only a few options in Tallahassee, and these are the area that I'm looking at. Well, if you're paying attention, you can see that the search is kind of like the zip code is showing right here. It's like in 32303, so the zip code is a little bit further than I thought it would be. So if it's a little bit further out and you want to kind of like narrow down or like search in different area, you can start a different zip code to see. So if you look at the maps right here, anything that has red dot, you can definitely click into it. And it's like it's on the market. So the red dot means it's like for sale. Some of them is already under contract, means that somebody's already, look into the house and the paperwork is already in process. So you can go by, looking at the area, and you can see this is how many houses on the markets right now. That's including the ones, under contract and things like that. Some of them is gonna say new construction. So when I say open house, most likely they're gonna take you in a model house for you to see. So there's a lot of houses, new constructions in this area, 32317. So that's the zip code right there. Okay, so for example, let's look into, just randomly click into the first one here. So like I said, you have pictures of, exterior, some exterior and interiors of the house, and it has a quick overview of the house, and like the highlighted that this house has covered front porch and wood floors, so that's good. they have open house on Sunday, but also they have tour that you can set up, schedule your time here. You know, you can set up a day and time and you request it. So these are the facts of the house. So it's built in 2020, so it's a year old, so looking really good. It's central air, electric is the main thing, so not gas. So usually I'm looking at the electric. So and then I stop right here. What said HOA fee? $2,000 over $2,000 annually, and that's over $200 for only that. $200 a month, so that's quite expensive to me. So that's probably one thing that has already hold me back, and I already crossed it out from the list. But again, this is how you kind of look through the facts and the features. You do overview, you do facts and features. So appliances provided, so they provided us with lots of appliances. They use gas for heating, so most of them do. Electric cooling. So you can check with them, if they use gas as well for the appliances, like the ovens and things like that. Because I use electric. So I want to know if we can, if you are able to do a dual, which is you can always swap over to an electric, but still having a gas pipe available in case you needing the gas. But I prefer, electric just because for the oven, or the kitchen area, just because it's safer. But I still use, I think I use electric for everything. And then we have property details. So the outside, the entire lot, this is the living area, which is 1530 square feet. The lots that including the yard, that's 1742. We have parking, so the parking is only one space. So I want to know if we can park, outside, and so the garage is only gonna be able to store one car. So if there's a driveway, then we can definitely park another car. But if it doesn't, we want to check on, the kind of like a public parking area kind of thing. Like, is there ones available close to the house, or do we have to park and then walk there in case if we have guests and visitors? Is that convenience for us? So by looking through this, you can kind of come up with questions as well, before you walk into the appointment, or the meeting with the agents for a tour. Let's see what else. So sewer is public, which is good. This is listing very details actually, and I like it a lot. When my house being listed, they don't have much of these details at all. So it's telling me that there's pool and street lines, which I like. But yeah, street lights, they have it, so that's good. So this is the name of your subdivisions anyway. And there's more services right here. So yeah, besides, the HOA fee, I guess, because it's a newer area and it's more upgraded, so they have more things to maintain. So besides that, everything else looks really good. So home value, you can look. This is see how the house price actually goes up. And this is the P&I. So you will hear a lot of P&I, which is principal and interest, and then property tax. So usually these would be just an estimate. And then home insurance, that's also an estimate. The HOA usually is more so it's more likely to be true. You can always double check with them. And then we have the school rating right here, which is, again, great schools rating is the websites that they going by to rate these area. So down payment assistance, I usually don't really check on it. But yeah, you can check on each of these. So this is kind of like estimate of cost, monthly cost. We go more into it in the next vlog of how I break it down and how do we have it set up and things like that. So yeah, so this is what we have. So you can always contact one of whoever the agent is, and then when you go on the first time with somebody, whoever you goes with, if you got a feelings that you can trust this person's or this realtor, you feel like you can stick with that person, so you can stick with them, or you can go with the you can look further into the group. There's few groups of real estate out there. If you can have somebody refer you to someone that they know, it'd be good. I would say if you're the first time buying the house, plus you don't have anybody that's well experienced enough to do it with you, then I would suggest to have or recommend to have a realtor with you. So I would talk more about that as well when we go into the second vlog. But yeah, this is kind of like a quick tour around this website. You can go deep into this more, and then you can always save it. Like you can click on this little heart thing right here, so that it's keep that house in your wish list. And if anything changes, like the price drop or anything like that, it's gonna notify you, so you can create, connect it to your email as well. So yeah, so I believe that's all. This is Agent Finder as well. I haven't used it, but you definitely can use it so that you can read reviews on them. So that's gonna be the end of my first vlog, and in the next one, because this one is a whole journey, so it's kind of hard to just cram everything in one video, so I have to break it apart. So in the next video, I hope I will be able to include more of details and steps of buying a house and break it down a little bit furthermore. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions, just leave a comment or text me on Facebook, things like that. Well, of course, if you do have my Facebook, but yeah, leave a comments down here. I always can reply it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. Happy holidays. Bye.